All right. Well, we have just a couple of us joining, but I'll send this recording to everybody else. The main reason we're holding this meeting is I just wanted to review my expectations for your personal creed document. So thank you, Liz and Rachel. You'll not have to watch the recording. Let me go ahead and share my screen. And then let me make sure that I'm letting other people join if they're coming in. If not, it'll just be us. So the purpose of this week is, this is really the last week of the class. Well, next week there's one little assignment that will take all of you about 5 minutes to do. You're invited next week to also do a class evaluation. Again, don't spend much time on it because next week, the two things that you'll do, one is you'll write a short letter to a friend. Rephrase that, short letter to a future student in the class. And then just the class evaluation. Well, that can literally be a sentence because we're not really going over anything. But this week, you have two things that are due. You'll also notice that this week there is no discussion board. So if you're looking for a discussion board, don't, because there isn't one. But this week you're to do two things. One, and there's a little case study to help you build it, and that is your mission statement. And the Inner Victory, Brother Christensen calls it your song. And then the second thing is to compile your personal creed document, all 7 parts, into one document, and turn that in by Friday. That's the due date. So hopefully you've all been keeping in some file or some place parts 1 through 7 so that you can assemble them, package it up, and turn it in. At the end, I'm going to show you some examples of personal creed documents that are different than the ones that were earlier in the course. So, but to just talk about mission statement, you can build your mission statement in a lot of different ways. If you follow the case study, that's how Stephen Covey would recommend that you build a mission statement. And my recommendation is you don't want it to be a sentence. That doesn't seem like enough, but I don't think it needs to be a page. My first mission statement was a page, and it was too much. This is my current mission statement, and I've synthesized this down over the years to this. As a disciple of Christ, I cheerfully help others find joy in Him. I daily strive to know Him, trust Him, serve His children, become more like Him, and thank Him. Are you guys seeing this screen? Okay. Here's a second example. This is Clayton Christensen's mission statement. I shared this, I think, earlier in the course. The 3 parts of purpose, don't worry about that. But his mission statement is the 3 bullet points at the bottom. A man who is dedicated to improve the lives of other people, a kind, honest, forgiving, and selfless husband, father, and friend, a man who just doesn't believe in God, but who believes God. That covers a lot of values. So in theory, the process is you started with your beliefs. 2 creed documents ago, one more person is joining. 2 personal creed documents ago, you did your value statements. From your value statements, you could synthesize that into a brief statement. But this is something that you'll want to think about, ponder over. As Brother Christensen would say, if this inspires you and motivates you, then you've got the right creed document. Okay? All right. Any questions on mission statement, song, part 7 of your personal creed document? Okay. Holler if you have one. Ashlyn, you're unmuted. Did you have a question?
No, sorry. Just when I joined, I forgot to mute it. But thank you.
Only 4 of us, so it's not a big deal. Okay. So we're going to skip this. As a review, here are the 7 parts of your personal creed document. So hopefully some of you watch the recording, this will be a refresher. here's the benefit for Rachel, Liz, and Ashlyn who are joining this live, is you won't have to watch the recording, but if you don't watch the recording or doing this, you might end up spending a little extra time. Here are the parts, and if you go back to your textbook, the corresponding chapter is there. So part 1, pretty much everybody's done all these anyway. Your beliefs and philosophy statement, your belief statement. 2 is mentorship. There's kind of 2 parts to mentorship. Who is your mentors? Who's your board of advisors? The understanding yourself, part 3. Values, part 4. Goals, part 5. Energizers, that's the 3 parts. Who you're grateful for, events that have made a difference, switch points, and your forgiveness, letting go statement, and your mission statement. Okay. Now here's the benefit to you who watch this or are participating. This is what the grading requirement is for your personal creed document. Now that looks like a lot, and I can see Rachel's looking at it with great intent. I want you to ignore this, okay? 100% ignore it, okay? So I believe this still might be in the course content on Canvas, because I'm not going to do this, all right? I'm going to look for 2 things. Do you have all 7 parts? And can I tell that you put your heart and soul into it? I'm not going to grade it for, is it in the right order? So for example, if one of you said, I really want to start with my mission statement first, that's okay. It's your creed document, okay? I'm not going to grade it for grammar. I'm not going to fuss about style or voice. I'm not going to worry about any of that. I'm worrying about 2 things. Do you have all 7 parts? And can I tell that you put effort into it? Now, in the end, you'll know if your personal creed document is something that you've actually done a good job on. If it's something that 2 things, you love it and you want to keep using it and maybe even updating it. My personal creed document's in a binder. And the reason I have it in a binder is because I have my 7 parts, and each year I update my goals. And I personally follow the 4 disciplines model that we talked about last week of fewer goals is better, or 2 weeks ago. And so I want that updated. I'm going to tweak my values a little bit. I've done 10 different versions of my mission statement. My current mission statement version is one that I've actually kept for a while because I've kind of settled on it. I feel good about it. And the other test on your personal creed document would be, is it something you'd be really bummed if you lost, right? So I have it in a binder. I have my 7 parts. I have, every time I find a talk that I don't ever want to lose from one of the general authorities, from a prophet, I'll print it off and put it in a section of really good talks. I have my patriarchal blessing in the back of my personal creed document. I have my kids and my wife's personal patriarchal blessings there. It's kind of my collection of stuff that I don't want to lose, that I want to think about often. And when I do my Law of 1% time, it's right there. I can pop it open and say, yep, here's my values, here's my goals, here's my mission statement. I have my mission statement on my wall. I have it on my phone. Ashlyn, you came on a little late. Here's my mission statement. And it's just something that it doesn't have to be big, right? As a disciple of Christ, I cheerfully help others find joy in him. I daily strive to know him, trust him, serve his children, become more like him, and thank him. Sometimes I feel like I'm on track, right? I believe this, but it's something to reach for. Okay, so on this topic, for you 3 that are with me, any questions? Does that make sense? Okay. All right, now I'm going to show you 4 examples of personal creed documents that are different than the ones I've shared before. And the reason I want to show these 2 is not to say that yours should look like these necessarily, but I want to illustrate that there are different ways to do this. For example, this one, can you guys see this one okay? Okay, this one is more simple. It's more simple. It doesn't have a lot of stuff in it. But it's got the parts, I believe, mentoring, 2 parts, mentors, board of directors, My story, this is her uniqueness. Continued. Values. Affirmations related to her values. Goals. Switch points. The plan to forgive, and mission statement. Okay, so this is PDF. I'm not even sure what she built it in. Might have been Word, but she saved it as a PDF. Okay, that's example 1. Example 2, this is also a PDF. I'll just do it quickly. Scrolling through. Okay, so personal creed document, her beliefs. Holler if you want me to go slower. Board of directors. Advice. A couple pages of that. Here's understanding self. Value statements. There's the goals. Now you'll notice that she did the simple model, right? Only one goal, 40X, and her Z goals. Switch points, people, events, and mission statement. Okay? All right, that's example 2. Example 3, this is a PowerPoint. PowerPoint seems to be the most commonly used because it's easy to build stuff in PowerPoint. Okay, so I'll just do this quickly. Beliefs, advice, board, uniqueness, more uniqueness, values, goals, switch points. This was the people, the events, forgiveness, and mission statement. Okay, example 3. All right, last one. All right, here is beliefs, advice, the board. So you can see she's put multiple, kind of one page for each. Understanding herself, values, goals, people, events, overcoming stuff, and mission statement. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Any questions, comments?
I guess I just have a quick question about the mission statement. Is it kind of like the values where it's an I am statement? Or how do you want that structured?
Up to you. Yep. You can see that last example, it was I am. If you look at mine, it doesn't have I am. Okay. So that's really up to you. And that's I think the last point I'll make is, and it's why I'm not going to go in and question anything about anybody's personal creed document, because it's personal creed document. And again, you'll know if you are successful with it, if it's something that you, and it's never, and I hope it's never a finished document, right? If it's something that, you know, and I know it's just nature. I will see a few this semester that they're going to be vanilla plain, and I can tell they just did the basics. They'll still get a good grade. They did all the parts, but my prediction is it'll end up in the trash or not used again, okay? Which is fine, but you know, if you think about Elder Oaks' talk, good, better, best, the best creed documents are ones that you're going to really feel like you put your heart and soul into it and you love it and you're going to use it. So I know I have students that I bump into all the time that they still think about it and use it. It's of value to them. Okay, that answer your question, Rachel? All right. Okay, well, I'm going to cut you guys loose. Have a great holiday. For the rest of you, and I hope you enjoyed the recording. And if you didn't watch the recording, you'll not know that I don't care if you did 98 things to have it just right. Okay. All right. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, Brother Davis.
Thank you.